Burnley half left of centre, wide it goes to Murphy. Can he get a delivery in as he looks to line up Egan Riley? Left hand side of the box now with Lane. He crosses toward the back post. It's a tap in for Callum Lang at the back stick, and Portsmouth have the lead at Turf Moor. Pandemonium away to my right.
Here we go. Welcome to the Pompey Pod with Mike and Dan. Good evening, Dan.
Hello, Michael. All right.
I'm very good. Thanks. Very good. How are you? Despite the result at the weekend? Another defeat for Portsmouth, 3 in a row, 6 points now. 3 points from 6 games. We're going to discuss that game and the key points from it. And then we'll have a little look at the socials as well, won't we? We'll have a little look at the socials and see what's going down around Portsmouth. It was close, wasn't it? It was very close. It was very close, but not to be. 94th minute winner 94th. For Burnley.
96th, wasn't it?
I thought it was 94th. Okay. Well, I'm going to call it 94th. You can call it 96 if you want.
Okay.
But either way, it was a very, very late goal.
94th. It was 94th.
Painful.
Was painful, yeah.
First half, I would say best performance of the season so far. Would you concur?
Yeah, very good. Yeah, very good. Thought restricted them to very little.
Yeah.
Thought it was quite even. In fact, we were the better side. Ogilvy with that chance.
In large parts, we were. I think that they only had really like a little 10-minute spell, 15 minutes maybe, just before we scored, where they were probably kind of just starting to get on top. But yeah. I thought we deserved the lead at half-time.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. But obviously, it wasn't to be. Let's talk about the key points. And as always, I'm going to fire some questions at you, Dan.
Okay.
So, Paul and McIntyre back. That was nice, wasn't it?
Very good. I thought they were both class. Really good. A lot of people have been saying about how good Paul was, and I thought he was, considering he hasn't played a full game for, what is it, 10 months, was it? 10 months?
Yeah, last November, wasn't it?
I thought he was just class, just throwing his body in the way. But I also thought McIntyre was really good as well, and I thought that was a little bit overlooked just because of Paul's return. But, yeah, I thought they were both really good, really good.
Yeah. I thought it was solid, and bearing in mind that's the first time they've ever played together ever. Yeah, not even in friendly. I thought actually they had a good understanding. Their organisation was really, really good. I thought the whole back four had a solid game. I was very nervous about Ogilvy going into the game due to his exposed lack of pace, but I thought actually they managed it quite well, didn't they? I think they sat a little bit, but just I assume it's down to having that kind of more solidity, if you like, whatever, if you want to call it that. In the centre back positions, confidence maybe in your centre back position, but I think quality, absolute quality throughout.
I was watching Paul and McIntyre in the second half, and just their movement and the way they were going together. It was just, I know it's what centre back should do, but it was almost like they were on the Subbuteo rod. They were just moving up and back together, and it was, without even looking at each other. And I just thought that bodes well, considering it's their first game. It can only be a good thing, can't it?
Yeah, very good. Yeah.
I've got a question for you in a minute.
Alongside Pack. Thoughts?
Oh,
yeah. Okay. We'll go with this one first.
Well, do your questions.
How did you feel that way?
Yeah, I thought it was all right.
Okay.
I thought he did quite well. Yeah, I thought he was... I think in that position, it's not... I mean, Giselle seems to have a lot of haters, and I don't think he's done too much wrong. I don't think he's done a lot to deserve that. But so I think whoever plays in that position, it's a tough position to play, isn't it? Because you're not going to set the game alight, but you are doing the dirty work, aren't you, in there? But I thought he did all right. I thought he did all right for, 50, 60 minutes?
Yeah. Do you know what I liked about him? And my son pointed this out when we were watching the game, is that one of the things he does really well, his positional sense was excellent. There was times where Burnley were at the ball, particularly in the first half, where Burnley had the ball, when they're that period of pressure, when they had 10 minutes or so where they're on top, his positional sense, he was cutting off kind of two options at one time. He was kind of covering two options and making it really difficult for the player on the ball. Actually, kind of make a decision. There was no clear decision, and I thought that's, again, for someone of his age, very, very. I thought it allowed Pack also to get forward a little bit more as well. Pack seemed to have a little bit more freedom in his game. So I thought it was really good, really good.
Yeah, good.
Okay, and final question, Matt Ritchie. Matt Ritchie. Yeah, let's caveat this by saying I think, being a local lad, I think he's probably going to be hurting about that mistake as much as anyone. But it's just naive. Someone of his experience. What's the plan?
That's the thing. If you're in the right back position and it's the 94th minute, then the last player you think would try a back heel is the player that's got Premier League experience, the oldest man out there, the one they bring on to show his experience. Yeah, it was just a bad thing to do, wasn't it? But did you see Mousinho after the game? I don't think I've actually seen him. Yeah, I've never seen him angry like that before. I thought it was quite good to see, and the fact that he even called out the back heel as well. He didn't say Matt Ritchie, did he? But he said people doing back heels in that area of the pitch. So I thought fair play to him. He didn't just gloss over it and say it was a team error. He sort of pointed out singled out that error, didn't he? So
rightly so, I think, because I think up until that point, if you think about it, their goal, I think, it's their first goal. It's a good finish, but I think Pat could be a little bit better. He's clearly showing him inside. He wants to get inside. He wants to get the shot off. But I think Pack, again, player of that experience, should be maybe a little bit more wise to the fact that he's clearly trying to get a shot off and just kind of maybe a little bit tighter, I think. But ultimately, that's being quite critical, because I think up to that point we defended excellently. And you think they didn't really have, apart from a couple of P-roller shots straight at Norris, they didn't really have anything, did they, going forward that really caused us too much trouble. A few balls into the box, we headed most away or we punched it away, and I thought we were great up to that point. And then it's just that little lack. It was what showed for me is the difference in the benches. They brought on a couple of players who really lit up their side. We brought on Silvera. I thought, Silvera, obviously you're taking off the legs of Lang and Lane and Sadie. I thought they worked really hard together. I thought Silvera, didn't really do anything wrong, but is clearly much more lightweight than your Langs, your Sadies, etc. Dizelle didn't do much wrong either, but the one I'd really question is Rich. I know it's hindsight, and I thought when he brought Richie on, I thought, okay, good, he's just kind of looking to seal it and play, save the point. But it's bizarre, isn't it? Bizarre.
Yeah, I did think the 5 subs was a bit excessive as well. I don't think. I mean, they can't have all been flat out, can they? Why did he take Swanson off as well? Was there a reason behind that? Because I
thought he was playing well.
Yeah,
I thought he was playing all right. It just seemed almost as if it was kind of like he had to get Williams on just to maybe appease him or something. But I don't think Williams did too much wrong, to be fair. But
no,
again, I thought Swanson was playing well.
Yeah. So what I was going to ask you was, what were your thoughts on Norris's positioning on both goals?
First goal, I think it's going to take a big save to say that, isn't it? It's kind of bent just inside the post. Yeah, and it's difficult to see, I think, from a goalkeeper's perspective. Second one, I think he could do better, couldn't he?
I just think with the second one, and I mean this with no disrespect, but if you saw that in the women's game, you'd be saying, or you get a lot of people commenting going, oh, look at the state of women's goalkeeping. She didn't even move. She hasn't even dived. She's over that side of the goal. What's she doing? And I just thought, when I first saw it, I thought, oh, he seems to have a bit of a strange position there. And then I watched it back again, and I just thought, I don't know why you're so far over to your left-hand side of your goal that you suddenly realise a P-roll is going in the other corner, and you walk, and you don't even get a chance to dive. It just seemed quite strange.
Yeah, no, his starting position was strange, and especially when obviously they've moved that ball across the area, haven't they? And he's got to be expecting a shot, hasn't he? Because the amount of space Brownhill, was that his name?
Brownhill.
Has got when he first gets the ball. Eventually I think it was McIntyre or possibly Pack went to close him down. But he had plenty of space, didn't he? It's just kind of first thing, as soon as it came to him, I was like, Jesus, look at the space. But as the goalkeeper, you've got to expect surely the shot coming in from there. And I don't know. I can only assume that when he didn't dive, I think that's my one criticism of Norris really is that if you look at the goals, like the goal, the Leeds Nonto's goal for Leeds, I think his positioning on that one suspect. Fair enough, it went through a player's legs, but no, that one didn't go through the player's legs. Terrible. It was the equaliser went through the legs, didn't it? You could say his position on that, and he was slow getting down to that. He was obviously slow getting across his goal on that occasion. I wouldn't necessarily blame him. I would just say he could have done better, I think.
Yeah.
Disappointing. But
it's
disappointing to lose in the way. I think there's more positives from that game than ultimately the result is negative. But we kind of went there not expecting to get anything from the game. To lose, I think to lose the points in the way we did is disappointing. It would have been nice. I think we deserved a point from it.
I think the difference with the Leeds and the Middlesbrough game is that both of those, as we've said quite a few times on here, if we'd come away with a defeat, you wouldn't have been surprised with the way the game went. They had loads of chances, both teams. But that one, Burnley didn't look great, didn't create a lot of chances. A draw would have definitely been, a fair result, I think. But
I agree.
Late goal again, isn't it?
See, Burnley say they dominated the game. They dominated the possession. I don't think they really created hardly anything in the whole game. Their two shots. They maybe had 5 shots on target, but the other 3 certainly didn't cause any problems, did they? They were fairly comfortable routine save. Disappointing, but I think the good thing is it shows there's signs of. If you look around the rest of the league, I think there's teams who are. So, for example, Plymouth the other day. Plymouth, basically got hammered, didn't they? And only lost 1-0 or 2-0 or whatever it was. That could, against West Brom, that could have easily been 5 or 6. And it's teams like that I think, do you know what? Actually, we're definitely better than them. So I'm not worried. I'm not worried at this stage.
No, not yet.
Not yet. Okay, so Portsmouth, second from bottom. That's another thing that makes me think is that we're only second. We've not won a game yet. We're only second from bottom. And Cardiff are
and we've got
pony, aren't they?
Yeah, and 3 points that you go up sort of 6 or 7 places, don't you?
Yeah.
You win a game.
We're nowhere near cut adrift, are we? All the other teams around us are still very much in it as well. Let's have a quick look at the socials, Dan. And by the way, on the socials, we are at PompeyPod on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Those are the ones. But there's some comments for you actually this weekend, Dan. So after our Burnley preview, David Harrison at 9728 said, "Don't be so pessimistic, Dan. 10-0 defeat? ? Really? I'm more optimistic. Whilst I don't think we will win, Burnley aren't that good. My prediction, 9-0 defeat."
He pulled it back around. Good man. Who was it? David?
David Harrison. Yeah, he was teasing you a little bit there.
We found one of the few that have got a sense of humour.
Yeah.
Good.
All the other comments from Burnley fans actually just saying congrats to us on a good little preview of the opposition. We will be back later this week with a preview of the Sheffield United game at Fratton Park next weekend. Before we go, we will just say that Regan Paul did get man of the match on our Facebook vote. 64% of the vote, I think he got. So
big win.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we will be back with the Sheffield United, but that's it for now. Play Up Pompey. And goodbye.
Bye.